So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots, gay triots, they triots, black triots, brown triots.
Fuck off!
All right, I am back from vacation. I know a lot of you were confused because I wasn't on IHIP News, but then I would show up on this. The thing is, we recorded all of the I've had it's prior to me going on vacation. And then Pumps courageously took on all of the IHIP News solo for 2.5 weeks. You crushed it. Thank you for doing that. I was in Europe. It was so nice. Everybody there hates Trump as much as we do, which was very comforting. And I enjoyed being around a bunch of Trump haters.
Well, absolutely. That's the best part of Europe, because I was driving last night and I saw God bless Trump on a bumper sticker. And I just thought, I live in hell. I just live in hell. But to say that I miss you, I always miss you when you're gone on a personal level, but we talk about stuff all the time. And so it's the void of not having I need to tell Jennifer that. There's 10 things that I thought, I need to remember to tell Jennifer. But of course, I'm unburdened by memory, so I don't remember. And when I saw you today, I got teared up. That's how stupid and pathetic I am.
No, that's sweet, Pumps.
And then she got to meet her baby girl, her namesake, who is asleep on the ground right now.
Matilda Denise.
Did you think her head was super big?
She has a big head and a super squishy face. She's very cute. Listener, this is Pumps' new baby, Frenchie, Matilda Denise. All right, Pumps, what have you had it with?
Okay, I've had it with 2 things. I've had it with change. I'm not good at change. I'm not a good adapter. I'm very ritual, routine oriented. So I've kind of had it with everything changing in my life, but I kind of like it too. So I've had it, but then I kind of like it. And then I've had it with frogs. And I know that's a random, sorry about my glasses. I know that's random, but for some reason I have all these frogs in my backyard, and I'm constantly saving frogs in my backyard. I'm having to get them from Ollie, or I'm having to wash his mouth out because he gets them. There's been a few frog corpses. I've done all the research on the internet. I don't know why I have so many frogs. I don't have a pool. I don't have a lake. I don't know what's happening, but I'm being infiltrated by frogs. So I've had it with frogs.
And the frog corpses, has your dog killed them?
Yes. I've taken away probably 5 frog corpses in the last month.
Homicide in your backyard?
In my backyard with the foamy mouth. And then I rescue him and I get rid of him, and he goes crazy where I got rid of him, underneath the fence or taking him out. One I thought was alive when I rescued it. Turned out the next day it was a corpse. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to do about it.
How many frogs are we talking about at any given time?
He traps at least 2 a day. I don't know. Why do I have so many frogs? It's weird.
I don't know. That's I guess there's a lot of frogs in the suburbs. Gated communities in the suburbs are just full of frogs.
Yeah. So I don't like it, and I don't like change.
What's the change that happened?
Okay. And I know this is stupid because all I do is bitch about, I like my alone time. My kids screw up my routine. But this is what I don't like. So Sam is now officially a Texas resident. And I just thought, he's never going to see Matilda Denise when she's little. He'll never know her as a puppy. And that's been hard on me. Him being gone forever. When he's at college, I'm yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But he is now a member of the Texas population with the driver's license. And he'll never, Matilda Denise is so important to me, he'll never really know her as a puppy. So that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear Matilda Denise snoring right now. But I mean, don't you think that's more so just that his childhood is over?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's grief in that. I mean, that's one of those compound emotions where you're sad that his childhood is completely over, but also really happy for him that he survived you.
He actually is a decent human despite his mother.
Right. Exactly. All right. Let me tell you what I've had it with. I've had it with this new trend I'm noticing in emails. And it's somebody will email you something. And if you haven't responded within 24 hours, and this has happened to me a lot lately because I've been traveling for the last 3 weeks. And then I get a reply. And the reply says, gently putting this at the top of your email box. And I just don't send gentle emails. Just don't. Just respond and fucking own it. Don't be, I'm gently nudging you here again. Just respond and say, hey, I really need a response to this. I realize you maybe haven't gotten to it. Let me know where we stand. Be aggressive about it. Don't gently email me or gently remind me that I haven't responded. Get in that ass.
Right.
Tell me, hey, I sent this yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I need a response soon.
Right.
I am a million times more likely to jump on board, but the gentle nudging in an email, number one, it sounds somewhat sexual to me. Like
Gently.
I'm just like, why are we using the word gentle with email? It just seems so weird. And it's a new thing that I've noticed that popped up, and I have absolutely had it. If I don't respond to your email, get in that ass. Call me out and I will respond immediately. I'm a very good email returner.
I was going to say, I'm surprised this ever happened.
But I've gotten some gentle nudges. I'm like, don't be gentle with me. If I haven't responded to you, chew me out or get aggressive with me.
Don't you think that all goes back to the overparenting, the corporate culture? Like, you can't just say, you're doing a bad job, I need you to do better. You have to say, oh my gosh, you're amazing at X. But just the constructive criticism that we got in the workplace, they don't have that now. So that tells me it's somebody that doesn't want to criticize anyone because they don't want to be criticized.
Well, I'll tell you this too. I'll tell you something else I've had it with. Being an interior designer for over 25 plus years, it is an industry where women and gay men really thrive. And I never really experienced much sexism at all. Ever. You could be aggressive, you can be pointed, you can be crystal clear, you can advocate for yourself, advocate for your clients, get in somebody's ass if they didn't do what they were supposed to do, and it's 100% embraced and you're considered a good businesswoman. Transfer that to the podcasting industry. Right. And I've been into some email exchanges where I have been aggressive, advocating for our brand, very crystal clear clarity, asking very pointed questions. And the response that I've gotten from a couple of people with our podcasting company is, when you're communicating with us, please keep it professional. And that just wouldn't happen with one of their male MAGA podcasters. It wouldn't happen. But when a woman is aggressive and pointed and advocating for the brand that they built, not the podcasting company built, but that you and I built, and we want answers and we want solutions, then you get this, please keep it professional response. And the sexism in the podcasting industry, when you are a female team like you and I are, I have absolutely had it with. And I have been so fortunate for 25 plus years to work in an industry where women and gay men thrive and are able to be assertive and are able to advocate for themselves without criticism, much like men are able to in all of corporate America. And they're considered, oh, he's a shrewd businessman. Right. Wow, that guy is he's a real go-getter. But when a woman does it, now that I'm in this male industry, when I do the exact same thing, I don't sugarcoat things. I send emails that are very direct. Here's my problem. Here's what I want. Here's the answers I need. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, we understand that you're upset. Please keep everything professional. Then I go back and read the email and I'm like, are you a titty baby? Because everything here is it's just not sugarcoated. If a man sent it, he would be applauded. So I've had it, and I mean had it, with the sexism in the podcasting industry. I mean, I've had it up to my eyeballs with this.
Well, it's the age-old point. If a woman says it, she's a bitch. If a man says it, he drives a hard bargain. He's a good businessman.
Yep.
And it's completely on display. And it all goes back, and maybe I'm just in my head with the manosphere, but it is the ego and the insecurity of men.
Yeah, and guess the two emails that I got this from, both from men.
Right.
Both from men, and fail to even recognize, I understand that you and Angie built this all on your own and that you're very protective of it, et cetera, et cetera. Instead, it's any sort of asking these men for accountability. They somehow perceive a direct question as so you're unprofessional or you need to calm down. And it is disgusting, and I have had it, and I will continue today and every day to call out the sexism in the podcasting industry.
No, I completely agree. You know, I've dealt with it always because lawyers, it's a male-dominated profession. And it's just, you get to the point where you're like, I fucking hate you. And it's just the insecurity of men, and they don't like to be questioned because misogyny is real. And you're very blessed. I can't believe I said that.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed that you've worked in an industry that powerful women are recognized and appreciated.
And it's never any big deal. Like for 2.5 decades, I'm able to send very direct emails. Hey, I need the answer to bump, 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 bump. Why did this happen? Why are we doing it like this? I don't like this. And then you just get a response to all of those points without any form of criticism or judgment surrounding it. But in the podcast industry, when I send a very similar, quite frankly, not near as hard balls as I've sent in the past, and I get this, they're, butthurt over it.
Hurt feelings.
Yeah, it's just like, come on. And the sexism in that, I have just absolutely had it with. Welcome to I've Had It, America's Top DEI podcast. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie, the HBIC.
And Kylie is here with us. Let's check in with the lesbians.
I have an update on why you have so many frogs, Angie.
Oh, good. What is it?
I'm going to read you this. It says, frogs and beavers have a mutually beneficial relationship, with beaver-created habitats being very beneficial for frogs, and so they seek out those areas.
You've got to be kidding me. It does not say that.
It does say that.
Everybody knows I'm the head beaver in charge. Even the frogs.
The frogs are coming to you. You're like Daenerys Targaryen with the dragons, and then the frogs come to you. You didn't watch Game of Thrones because you don't.
I didn't understand
the accent,
what they were saying,
even though it's English. The dragons came to her, right? And she was the mother of dragons. You're the mother of frogs.
I cannot believe the beaver and the frog.
You're Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, for frogs.
I still cannot believe you haven't seen Game of Thrones.
I know. It just made me think I need to just do it with subtitles.
Well, duh. It's so good. I'm so jealous that you would get to watch that for the first time. Like, I would give anything to be able to watch that show again for the first time.
I know. I probably should. I've tried a couple times, but I didn't want to turn on the subtitles because I get distracted. But I'm doing better at subtitles because I'm getting older.
Okay, Kylie, what's next?
Okay, I've got a couple reviews for you. This one is 1 star titled Trash, and D. Graham writes, 2 morons talking with other morons.
It's probably true.
Yeah. 2 morons, definitely.
Yeah, 2 morons. And then, we are Asshole Island. We could extend that to asshole/moron island.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, another 1 star with an American flag as the title. And they write, if I could give it 0 stars, I would. So inauthentic.
2
MAGA.
words.
Yeah, inauthentic, 2 words.
MAGA. It's interesting to me that somebody in MAGA who, by all accounts, we've never shied away from the fact that we think they are morally bankrupt, have no principles, that they would listen to a whole podcast and then go and review it. That's the amazing part to me.
Well, but their whole identity is owning the libs. Right. That's their whole identity. They don't believe in anything. And because Donald Trump is so mentally declined as an individual, he changes his mind constantly. So they have to constantly change their mind. But the one focus that they always have is the radical leftist lunatics. And it's so crazy that they call people on the left radical. when what they're doing is so crazy radical. I read this article now that, this is just horrible news. The Trump administration has now said it's fine for Christians to proselytize at their place of employment. And here's my fucking problem with that. As an atheist that has had to live in this God-forsaken Bible Belt state with all of these arrogant, uneducated, evangelical Christians that are the judgiest, most racist, most just dipshit of human beings imaginable. And having these people come to me constantly and saying, I want to talk to you about Jesus Christ, or have you been saved, and blah, blah. I'm just like, I'm not interested. Thank you. I don't want to do it. I can't imagine having to go to work and having to deal with some sanctimonious, Christian, because I have had it and everybody knows this. MAGA Christians, evangelical Christianity is the biggest racket on the planet. The religious industrial complex in the United States of America is a massive fucking problem. And all of this is just further grift because it's a pyramid scheme.
Right.
That you want to continue to give money to your evangelical preacher who has a big house, a couple of private planes, and the church that I always talk about that is the epicenter, the crown jewel of this in the state of Oklahoma is Life Church. And these guys are total scam artists, con artists that have created a pyramid scheme that never makes people better. Everybody I know that attends Life Church wound up like a cheap clock. Racist footing, definitely. MAGA. Think they're better than everybody else. Like, this is not a community that causes people to get outside of themselves, to have empathy for other people. It does the opposite. It tells you, you are so special to God, and He has this incredible plan for you. And it's just like, start doing the math on that. Think about everybody's life that has turned out to be a complete hammered dog shit scenario, and that was God's plan?
Yeah, I could be the perfect example of that. And having been on the inside, I will tell you that the entitlement and the judgment, it's absolutely unbelievable that I believe that I can judge you. And I believe I know what's best for you and your life. And now that's going on at work. And what I hope is that Muslims and Jewish people, that they will start doing that too, because it's off-putting to Christians, and maybe that would give them clarity. I doubt it. But the one thing I completely echo everything you said. But the fact that Donald Trump, who is not even religious, who gives two shit, who calls it 2 Corinthians, he's the one that is their hero that's doing this. It's fucking gross.
But the whole thing, like evangelical Christianity is such a cancer in the United States of America, because you would think that they would be, the most appalled by what's happening in Gaza. You would think that they would be the most appalled by these mass deportations and dehumanization of people. But in fact, they're the biggest cheerleaders of it. And evangelical Christianity, when you get people to focus on just, you're so special, you're so incredible, it's just this total brainwashing thing. While all at the same time, the preacher's taking Venmo.
Right.
And guess who else does the same shit? Donald Trump does the same kind of grift. And so, the fact that they're wanting to do this is just, it's so nauseating as somebody who has been proselytized to so many times. And every single person that's proselytized to me, and I just always think, is this person really that stupid? Oh, they are. Like, they really are this dumb. Like, most of them think the earth is 5,000 years old, that human beings used to live to be 900 years old. They're not even rooted in fact. To me, it's the exact same equivalency as if somebody came here and sat down to me and tried to convince me believing in the Greek gods. Right. When you're not indoctrinated into it, all of it is equally is ridiculous. And as a non-religious person, what I see the religious people in the Bible Belt of the United States of America do is hate. They hate gay people. They hate trans people. They hate immigrants. They don't want people to have health care. I see so many negative actions from them. They're the ones who are wound up that, oh, Jennifer and Pump sure do drop the F-bomb. Like, out of all the things that happen in the world, and you're this big fucking Christian, emphasis on the fucking Christian, you're upset about 2 women that you have a choice to listen to or not listen to dropping the F-bomb. Out of all the egregious human rights violations and all of the suffering, that's what you're offended by? These fucking prudes and these fucking Bible thumpers are the worst. But Donald Trump knows they like him, and he will totally placate to them because he's got his little White House faith office.
Right.
Doing some mild tongue talking before they go into work every day outside of the White House. That is such a cult, crazy, banana, Life Church, crazy town bullshit. Kylie, do we have our shirts yet? Boycott mega churches.
Boycott mega churches.
Is that up?
They're not up. They're not for sale.
Okay. Yeah. I want to start a movement to boycott mega churches.
I just want to echo one thing. The faith office is selling blessings for $1,000.
It's a total grift, just like fucking Life Church is. The whole thing is a scam that makes people worse. And guess what else makes people worse? MAGA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody that likes Trump now, initially, most of the people I know did not like him in 2016. And then all of a sudden, they start moving the moral goalposts in their life, and it keeps unlocking and unlocking more depravity. And then they just become worse human beings. The same thing with these evangelicals. Their religion makes them worse, not better.
Do you think that they're going to turn away from him because of Epstein? MAGA base?
Some, yes, but some no, because like it seems to me like it's a prerequisite to be a sexual deviant in MAGA. I mean, look at the Baptist Church, look at the Catholics, they've never been that upset about sexual abuse ever. The reason they're wound up about Epstein is because they think that Hillary Clinton was running a pedophile ring in a basement at a place called Comet Pizza where the basement doesn't exist.
Right. And
is Bill Clinton in the files? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, probably for sure. But if he is, release it all. Be transparent about all of it. But I don't think that this is a political party that particularly cares about children being abused, because Donald Trump in his first term endorsed for Senate a guy named Roy Moore, who was a pedophile.
Right.
Endorsed him for Senate, and they still support him and they still continue to vote for him. And then there's just this ongoing list of people in the Republican Party that, January 6th people that have been caught, right, that do all this anti-gay stuff, anti-drag queen stuff. And then all of a sudden, lo and behold, they're busted with, and I don't want to call it child porn because that's not what it is. It is evidence of sex crimes against children. And a lot of these MAGA people have all this shit all over their computers. And so,
yeah, it seems to be an epidemic. Every time I open my phone, it's a news story about it.
Pumps and I need to share with everybody that we have written a book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. And believe it or not, Pumps and I have not always been so rock solid, and we talk about all of our trials, tribulations, most of all our fuck-ups. Yes, because fuck-ups are relatable and a part of the human experience.
I have gotten so much feedback regarding the book that because of my situation with the religion and addiction and all that people relate to that. So I do think there's something to take away that's comforting about it, because we've all been in very difficult situations.
And listener, what we want you to do, this is the it book for summer reading. So please get your copy of Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches and take a picture of yourself with the book in really great places and tag at I've Had It podcast, and we will share your images with our summer it book. You can buy it in bookstores. You can buy it in the link in our bio. You can buy it at Target, Walmart, Amazon, etc. All the retailers. Happy reading and happy summer.
How many times have you gone to the doctor and you ask a question, you have no idea what the answer means, or they kind of poo-poo you off and you just feel like you really don't have the information that you need? That's why I have a new obsession. It's called Superpower. Superpower runs a massive lab panel with over 100 biomarkers, way more than what you would usually get. Superpower sends a licensed professional to your home, or you can visit a nearby lab. Their app includes detailed information on your heart, liver, thyroid, hormones, metabolism, vitamin and mineral levels, and even environmental toxins. So if you're asking yourself, how much sleep do I need? What should I focus on my diet? Superpower's actionable health plan is based on results. They give supplement suggestions, nutritional guidance, lifestyle and behavioral adjustment. You even get your true biological age that you can track over time. So go to Superpower, because for a limited time, our listeners are getting $50 off an annual Superpower membership by using code HADIT at checkout. Just head to superpower.com, use code HADIT to get our exclusive discount. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Again, that's superpower.com and use code HADIT at checkout.
I have some news stories I'd like to share. First one is, this is for you, Pumps. There is a serial butt sniffer, and he was arrested again this week for the same offense. A man known for a bizarre and disturbing offense has been arrested once again this week for the same behavior that previously landed him in jail, reportedly sniffing people's behinds without consent. The individual was initially arrested months ago after multiple complaints were filed. Despite his release, police say surveillance footage shows he resumed the same actions shortly after. Officials are now considering stricter sentencing due to the repetitive nature of the crime. What I want to see, and I know this is really fucked up, but I want to see the surveillance footage.
That's what I was going to say. How is he doing this? Is he obviously he's doing it in public if there's surveillance? Is he just leaning over?
Are you going and pulling somebody's pants back and then sticking your nose down in there? Are you doing a finger down the ass crack? I need the details of this. That's fucked up. I get it. But I kind of want to see the surveillance footage of the ass sniffing. And I listen, I oppose this. I oppose it completely.
Yes.
I'm anti non-consensual ass sniffing. I want that put in the permanent record. We here at I've Had It podcast oppose non-consensual ass sniffing. However, it's piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
And I would like to see it says here, surveillance footage of that he's resumed the same actions after getting his wrist slapped before.
You're a sick fuck because you're like, put the finger down there and I didn't even consider that. You're just going all the way.
Well, how do you
through clothes.
I would hope that if somebody pulled my pants and my panties back and just did a sniff, I would hope that there would be no smell of ass there. I personally like to keep my ass in such condition that it would require some digging around to get the desired ass smell.
And then
I need to know more details about.
We have body cam footage. This footage should be somewhere on the internet, Kylie. Get to work. See if you can find it.
Okay, next up we have a study found that Trump supporters report enjoying the pain of others, lacking empathy, and having higher levels of psychopathy, manipulativeness, callousness, and narcissism. So we have been saying this forever, and clearly now the science is catching up. And I think this is true. And this goes hand in hand with what we're talking about, these MAGA Christians. And these are, the white MAGA Christian culture that came out in droves to the tune of over 90% and voted for this guy. These people inherently, when you believe that there's this entity that loves you more than anything on the planet, has perfect plan for you, et cetera, your BFF, your savior, your dad, your grandpa, all the stuff, right? But also, if you don't love him back enough, then he's going to send you to get tortured in hell forever. That's inherently a very toxic relationship. It's very transactional. If you went to a therapist and said, I've got this boyfriend, and he says that if I don't do X, Y, Z, then he's going to torture me. Your therapist would say, break up with him. You're dealing with a psychopath. But nobody ever talks about this as it relates to evangelical Christianity, the toxic relationship that they are now able to promote at work, proselytize to people. But think about that, Pumps. If you're in a relationship right now, and your boyfriend said, if you're not a good girl, if you think about screwing another guy, if you think about doing unauthorized ass sniffing, and you don't tell me that I'm the greatest thing in the world, the center of your life, and you described this relationship with your therapist, what would your therapist say?
Break up with them, inpatient treatment, codependency, like the list goes on.
So what I'm saying here is, when the center of your life is based on a very toxic relationship, and people need to get outside of their indoctrination to realize it, then that sets the psychological soil. If the person who you think is your savior, or the being who you think is your savior, is going to torture you forever with some missteps, or if you don't worship them good enough, then at some point that sets the psychological soil for you to develop the structures to have relationships that are similar to where if you could be dehumanized so easily
Right.
and sent to hell, then in your daily life, it's going to be really easy for you to dehumanize other people. So I think these things are connected.
I agree. And I think the lack of empathy, and like you said, over 90% of evangelical Christians went for Trump. It's the lack of empathy because it's so easy for them to dehumanize other people because they believe they're better. And that what happens to them can't happen to me.
But also, don't you think if you're supposed to worship and love this thing so much that if you don't do it good enough, he's going to torture you forever is a pretty fucked up form of love?
That's how I grew up. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, this is great news. Death of the alpha male as science reveals who really holds power in the battle of the sexes. The alpha male may be more of a myth than reality, as researchers have found that among many species, he is not the one in charge. A recent study has revealed that female primates won far more power struggles than expected, and in most species, there is no clear male dominance at all. Researchers from Germany studied real fights between 151 groups of male and female primates, who are among the most intelligent group of mammals and include humans, monkeys, and apes. They found that in the majority of cases, females pushed males aside and even controlled the mating process, challenging the long-standing belief that male dominance is the norm.
I completely agree. I think we see that all the time. And I think that's one reason why right now the alpha male manosphere is so out of control, because women are saying, we know that, we believe that, and we're done with your bullshit. I'm hopeful that my daughter, when she's my age, it will be a different landscape. Oh, I'm pretty optimistic.
I hope so too, but I feel like we're living in the regressive states of America right now. So I hope to God she's not wearing some handmade costume by the time.
No shit.
Because it's what's happened with these religions and the streamlining of the cruelty and these trad wives acting like that's cool and fun. Meanwhile, they're not really trad wives. They're career women.
Right.
That are influencers.
Yeah.
So that's just a total fucking lie. All right. Kylie, what do we have next?
I've got some voice memos today.
Okay.
And up first, we've got Ryan.
Oh my God. Jen, Kathy, Riley, HBSA, I'm beside myself right now because I just got the report that Ryan Walters has some pornos playing on his damn office TV. This motherfucker who had the goddamn audacity to throw some damn Trump Bibles in the classroom and to try to be anti-pornography and this, that, the other thing, had the goddamn porn. Oh, I can't wait. I need to hear your take on this. I cannot wait. Bring it to me. I need to tap my vein and inject it. Mainline it. I need it now.
Okay. So, listener, Ryan Walters is the superintendent of school in our state that we live in, Oklahoma. He is a total Bible thumper. He talks nonstop about the Bible and that the kids need to learn from the Bible. And America was founded on the Bible, even though America is never mentioned in the Bible. And he talks about wanting the 10 Commandments in school. And he's just dumber than a box of hot rocks. But he also talks a lot about porn, about drag queens, about trans people, and about gender identity. And for me, an atheist that has lived in the Bible Belt my whole life, I have always known the louder somebody is about their religion, 12 times out of 10, the more fucked up they are.
Right.
It's always the case. I have never, ever, ever been shocked by that. If somebody's overtly religious, I know immediately they're overtly fucked up. So Ryan Walters, of course, is doing some sort of Zoom call or something, and he's got some porn playing in the background, of course. But here's the thing about the Ryan Walters thing. Of course, this guy sits around and watches porn all the time.
Right.
Of course, who knows? I'm sure it's as much as he talks about trans people and drag queens and gay people, I'm sure it is a potpourri, an all-you-can-eat buffet of the styles of porn for which he has a proclivity for. However, Ryan Walters will get away with all of this with no fucking problem because MAGA Christians are just as fucked up as he is. And in order to address Ryan Walters' sexual depravity, in order to address Donald Trump's sexual depravity, the women would have to address their own or their husbands, and so on and so forth. And so we are in like a post-moral America where the people who claim to care so much about sex are the ones who are doing the naughty,
the fucked up naughty
stuff, which, listen, I mean, if Ryan Walters wants to watch porn all the time, I don't give a shit. But what I care about is him acting like he is, the HBIC of Christians and of Jesus, and he's cramming religion down everybody's throat. And he's such a fucking hypocrite. And personally, I get a gaydar ping from him.
That was what surprised me, is that it was not gay porn. When they said it was straight porn, I was just like...
Don't you think that's intentional on his part?
To kind of veer away from his gaydar?
To try to say, look, I'm into women. He'd probably I'm just going to hypothetically analyze here. Maybe he had just had a major, session where he did a bunch of gay stuff, either virtual or in person. And then there's all this guilt, oh my God, blah, blah. And so it's like, I'm going to put the TNA on the screen so people won't think that I'm gay. It's kind of like, Moses Mike Johnson. He sits around, talks about gay people, does all the pray the gay away stuff. Where's this kid that he adopted when he was in his 20s? He adopts some teenage son, and now the son is completely gone.
Yeah, haven't heard anything about him.
Crickets.
That's interesting. I mean, that's pretty diabolical, but he's so diabolical. And I just want to tell everybody, Oklahoma is the 50th state in education. This man has successfully made us the very last in education. And the porn thing didn't shock me at all because he talks about it nonstop. So I knew that he had some kind of porn thing. But yeah, the straight was the only thing that's...
Has Kevin Stitt, the governor, has he weighed in? Do we know?
The girls are fighting.
Oh,
Ryan
really?
Walters made a statement yesterday, and he thinks that Governor Stitt asked board members to set him up, supposedly.
Okay. And what has Governor Stitt responded?
I haven't seen a direct response from him.
Here's the thing about Kevin Stitt. That he is the biggest dipshit on the planet. And I'm sure there's other governors that are like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's a fucking dipshit.
Right.
But Kevin Stitt is so stupid. When he wins his second term, I'll never forget this. I saw it on TV. He said, I want to dedicate every square inch of this state to Jesus Christ. So, okay, he does it. Since then, the state statistically has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And he never calls out Ryan Walters.
Never.
Because he agrees with Ryan Walters. He just wishes Ryan wasn't so nutty about it. And this is the same way that people are about Trump. All these country club Republicans that you and I know, they agree with all the depravity that Trump is doing. They like it. They just, in proper circles and polite upper class circles, they won't say it out loud because they know how depraved it is. And that's more diabolical. And Kevin Stitt is like, I think it was 2010, we had a Democratic governor.
Right.
Brad Henry. We were ranked, I think, 17th in education out of all 50 states. Since then, we've had Republican supermajorities in the state. Now we're ranked 50th, and we've got some porn addict closet case out here putting the 10 Commandments in classrooms. I've never seen, I have, as an interior designer, I've hung out with gay men my entire adult life. They don't talk about sex as much as MAGA Republicans do. Or they don't.
Genitals, who's doing what in their bedroom. They're obsessed with it. Yeah. They're obsessed with it.
MAGA is the party of sexual deviance. And it's proven time and time again.
Right. Just open your phone. Look at lawsuits that have been settled, civil suits. It's everywhere. You guys, in this society, we track our steps, we track our sleep, we track our screen time, we track everything. So why are we not tracking our cat's health? That's why Seth in our office absolutely loves Pretty Litter. It's smart tech for your litter box. This color-changing litter actually monitors your cat's health by detecting potential issues in their urine, things like pH changes or blood, so you can catch problems early. Advanced odor controls means your home smells like a home, not like a litter box. Formulated with silica gel crystals that are safe for cats and people alike. The ultra absorbent formula uses less material than clay litter, reducing waste and saving money. Ideal for apartments, busy lifestyles, or multi-cat households. So, this is a great product. You need to get it for your cat. And right now, you can save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy at prettylitter.com/hadit. That's prettylitter.com/hadit to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/hadit. Pretty Litter cannot detect every feline health issue or prevent or diagnose diseases. A diagnosis can only come from a licensed veterinarian. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. Okay, listener, it's time to talk about sexual wellness, and that means vibrators. If you don't know, Bellesa, their whole mission is empowering you to enhance, explore, and celebrate your pleasure. Now, the girlies at Bellesa sent us a ton of new toys, including their new game-changing silent collection, and our minds are blown. Yes, Bellesa just launched the first ever silent vibrators. The brains at Bellesa created what they call whisper tech, and somehow, don't ask me how, they made a full power, all the right spots hitting, no noise making lineup of toys. It's actually unreal. And obviously, we have to hook you up. So we're doing a giveaway with Bellesa where literally everyone wins a free vibrator. Who doesn't love a free vibrator? Yep, either you win with the fully free Whisper Vibe or a free Air Vibe with any Whisper order. Just click the link in the episode description or go to bbvibes.com/hadit. That's BBVibes.com/HADIT. The Whisper Vibes will stay completely silent, but the big question, can you?
Okay, up next we've got Wesley.
Hi, ladies. Okay, I have had it with people who don't know the difference between good people versus nice people. Prime example, I just listened to a podcast with Robert Reich, who I love and adore. He was talking about how he recently had a dinner party with like 12 to 15 Trump supporters and how he walked away with a totally different view and perspective on them. Now he thinks most of them are decent, good people who were just sold a bad sale of goods, and how they were also lovely and polite at dinner, how they loved their family, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. Did you expect them to like hiss at you like lizards? Did you expect them to shoot venom in your eye? Yeah, no, fuck. Everybody likes to be polite at dinner time. Everybody loves their family. But that doesn't mean that they're not still fucking evil and that they don't still vote for evil shit. So I don't know. I feel like people who have only lived around liberals their whole life, their first time seeing MAGA, they're like, oh, they're kind of nice. Well, yeah, but they're still evil. We have to know the difference.
That's such a great point.
It's a really good point. And I can attest to this. Like you will all have exchanges with people and it's friendly. And I know they're MAGA and I know that they're probably embarrassed triple Trumpers. I know that they won't say it outwardly, but I know that they're, snorting Fox News and freebasing Newsmax and probably, dipping over to Rogan and all of this, the harder drugs, but and they can be pleasant and nice. But I know because I live in a state where these MAGA policies have just demolished the poor. And I know what fucking hypocrites and how greedy these people are, that I don't fall prey to thinking that they are really good people. Are they situationally polite? Yes. Are they good to their families? Yes. Are they nice to their pets? Yes. But that's it. That's the end of the list. These are not people who walk the walk and talk the talk.
Right.
These are people that sit in judgment. And the one thing, my one takeaway from MAGA is this. Number one, party of sexual deviance.
Yeah.
Number two, profile and cowardice. I've never seen so many titty babies crying, whining, complaining nonstop. They all complain all the time. I saw that Charlie Kirk went to New York the other day. He sends out a tweet. I was in New York and I felt so unsafe the entire time I was there. I'm like, Charlie Kirk, you're the biggest fucking pussy on the planet. You talk this big talk. You're such a big, badass, MAGA alpha male. You did the video where Kamala Harris's husband walks behind you and you go beta. But then a month later, you're in New York and you're scared shitless. Guess what, Charlie Kirk? Pumps and I ride the subway every single time we go to New York, all the time when we're up there a couple times a month. Never felt scared, not for 1 second of one day. Charlie Kirk, you're a pussy, a hypocrite, a liar, a grifter, an opportunist. It's ridiculous. But lastly, my point about MAGA is it is an attack on poor people.
Yeah.
It is an attack on the poorest among us, either globally or in our own country. And they like it. They like to attack and belittle poor people. And so the people, whoever this podcaster was that had dinner with them, if you can't, I always know when I'm around MAGA people, and I always keep it at the forefront of my brain, they're okay with racism. They're okay with deporting people. They're okay with attacking the poor. I keep it right here, and I don't fall prey to thinking they're good people because I will not give them that space. I'm always a little bit icy.
Yeah, no, and I have become that way as time goes on, and it becomes worse and worse and worse. And it's individualism and it's a lack of empathy. And I always take it back to they think they're better than you, period. They think they're better than you and they can judge you. And what happens to you doesn't matter because they've dehumanized people. And that's why Trump gets away with alligator fucking Alcatraz, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got Nick.
Hello, Patriots. This is Nikki from deep in the red state of South Carolina, and I could go on and on ad nauseum about all of my political grievances, but I recently listened to an old episode where Jennifer was talking about Josh's plastic cosmetic ear surgery situation, and I will do you one grievance better and say that I have an almost 4-year-old and a husband, and they kind of bogart my illnesses or issues. So I can say, ooh, my stomach hurts. And suddenly one or both of them will also have a stomach ache. And it is happening constantly. I can't have so much as a tiny headache and mention it without one or the other or both basically stealing my thunder and not allowing me, the mom, who's obviously doing all the work, to have her moment of just, I'm tired or I'm in pain or anything. So I'm just tired of people stealing my sick thunder.
This happens to me.
Yeah. Well, I did it to you in the doctor's office that day.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
You were there because you were really, really sick. And I started getting all the symptoms you were talking about sitting in the waiting room. The difference is I knew I was doing it. I knew it was psychosomatic. I knew that it was fucked up in my head. That happens all the time. It happens all the time.
So let me share an update with the listener. For those of you that are new, my husband is a hypochondriac, and he had this ear problem. He stayed home from work because he had earwax build up, and then it escalates to where he got a surgery on the ear, which I considered at the time to be an elective surgery. I didn't say that out loud. And then the doctor called me post-op and said, I hope I got his ear the way he wants it. There was apparent hole in the eardrum. He had surgery on it 20 years ago. He felt like the hole was back. He wanted it skin graft, et cetera. All right. So we go to Europe. All right. Yeah. So this ear surgery was a couple months ago. So we have this big summer vacation planned for my husband, me, and our 2 sons. And Josh tells me a few days before the trip, out of the clear blue sky, that his ear doctor had cleared him for air travel. I didn't ask for this information. I didn't think it was an option. I didn't know that such a clearance was required, but it gets worse. And I've been waiting to tell you this, Angie, until we were filming. So we go to Mallorca and Capri, right? And we're in the ocean a lot. And Josh has purchased and or had made these very high-end looking ear plugs. There's a couple of different. I saw a red pair and I saw a blue pair. And it is molded in, it fits into the ear. And then there's a string that goes back behind it and it goes into the other ear. Each time we were in a boat about to jump into the ocean, he would start putting in his, what I believe are custom made earplugs. I didn't ask because I refuse to discuss the ears with him. I refuse. It's a line in the sand. But in my absence of discussing this with him, I noticed that he told each individual boat driver
No.
about his ear surgery. And we're talking about people that are Italian and or Spanish that know tourist English.
Right.
So when you start saying eardrum, skin graft, things that are, diving deeper in beyond conversational English, and he told every single boat driver about his ear surgery as he was putting on his earplugs. At one time, I'm in the ocean, swimming on my little noodle, and there's this poor kid named Mario. He's probably 20, drives this cute little wooden boat. And Josh is involved in an 8 to 9 minute conversation with Mario about his ear surgery.
No. Yeah. Well, I kind of blame you for that. Because if you would talk to him about it, he wouldn't have to talk to everybody else. But then at the same time, I think he would tell them anyway. It's just a new audience.
I think he would tell them anyway.
I can't believe the clearing with the ear surgery. I can't believe he said that out loud. I can't believe he called his doctor to ask. Or maybe he went for an appointment.
I didn't ask follow-up questions. He just said, he called me before we left, and he said, well, the doctor's cleared me for the flight. And I just took a beat and then probably changed the subject because I just feel like that this is something that I can't discuss. And people that have been married a long time understand this. People that are in new relationships, you cannot understand what I'm saying. But when you've been married with somebody for a long time, you realize the things that are worthy of discussion and the things that are detrimental for you to discuss. And for me, it's detrimental for me to discuss the ear.
Well, and it's stupid. At the end of the day, it's just stupid. But here's the deal. I'm surprised the vanity with the earplugs and the string on the back. That surprises me, the vanity part of it.
I agree, but I think the hypochondria it superseded the vanity in this instance. I mean, this is, and I do believe that he needed the earplugs because he did have the surgery.
Sure.
I don't think you could just go submerge your head in the ocean, the salt water, and, being a nut swimming. I do think he needed the earplugs. What I thought was unnecessary entirely was the description of the ailments in the surgery to the Italian boat drivers.
Yeah, that's bad. That is bad. Yeah, embarrassing.
All right, last one, Kylie.
Okay, the last one we've got is from Allie.
This is a pretty niche problem, but I've had it with fucking old people buying electric cars. My husband and I commute for work, so we bought an electric car. And every time we're at these fucking charging stations, grandpa or grandma pootie pants show up and they don't know how to plug in the car. They don't know how to use the computer. They're very confused. And I don't know if there should be like a crash course or some fucking prerequisites to own this car. But like, if you don't know how to use a cell phone, a smartphone, you shouldn't be able to have a car that needs to plug into a computer to charge. Like, I pull up to the station with a coffee for like 2 minutes of peace and goddamn quiet from my children, and these old fuckers are out here being like, and I also try to not make eye contact so that I don't see them like struggling to plug it in. And then they come and like knock on my window or start waving me down. Oh, no. And I've had it. You bought the car, figure it out, read the directions on the goddamn screen. Like, and it's even worse if it's a Tesla, because then like I know that I've had it even more with them. So yeah, I've had it with old people buying electric cars.
That is a great one that I would never have thought of. And she's 100% right. If you can't use a smartphone, you don't need an electric fucking car. I'm surprised they're that optimistic. Like, I know that I am too limited as a human to buy an electric car. That is too much technology. I'm past my prime in learning technology.
Really?
So I can't imagine that.
Really? You think you've aged out of buying an electric car?
I can barely work Instagram. Barely.
I did notice. Kylie, have you noticed that when Pep sends DMs, it's in like disappearing mode?
Yeah, vanishing mode.
I don't know how that happens.
I know you don't.
I don't know how that happens. So I'm like, I know I can't have an electric car. That is not something that I can do. I can't do it. So these people that do it, am like, why are you setting yourself up for failure?
I never thought about that. And it's a good point on her part, that she's there and then she's inconvenienced because these people that are already technologically challenged so much are bogarting the chargers and having all of these issues. I hadn't thought about that. But I will say for the old people that I do think there's something kind of sweet and earnest. They're probably bored and like, well, honey, let's get one of them electric cars. And they get it and they're trying to figure out how to plug it in. Now, that does not make me lose any support for our caller because there is nothing worse than being behind somebody in line that is incompetent and ignorant. That is one of the biggest grievances of all time. But to these people that are your age, Angie, that are buying these cars, I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would be all in on buying the car, but I know I can't do it. And if somebody, like if I went to a class, I think she's really right about make people go to a class and like be certified. Because what happens if I'm in my electric car and it breaks and I don't know how to do it? I mean, I don't know how to do it anyway, let's face it.
What happens if you're in your gas-operated car and it breaks? What do you do?
I call someone. But I'm just saying, I feel like it would scare me to have an electric car. That's just too much technology.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a phone. You pull up and you plug it in. And then there's apps and stuff on it. I think you're selling yourself short.
I don't know. I'm just saying, to go buy a car at my age when you can't work a cell phone, you're very optimistic.
I agree.
It's ambitious.
There's a lot of stuff that your age limits you from doing.
A lot. Mm-hmm. A lot.
What have you thought about the bangs anymore?
Well, I kind of have them because I have new growth. So I kind of have them, but they don't come down. See, I kind of have them. Do you think I look older?
No, I think you look cute. I like your hair. But I think you need to get it out of your face because you have such a beautiful face.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it out of your face.
Out of my face.
All right. All right, guys, that's all we have. And I do want to remind everybody that prime summer reading is still quite ahead of you. So make sure you buy our book, The Hit Manifesto, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches.
That's my favorite thing in the world. And we will see you next Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen up, patriots, gaytriots, and natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called IHIP News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw.
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw.
That's it. That's
caw-caw.
That's the patriotism that this country needs right there.